Sup everyone, this is Draco Evolve and this is the official match review between Wolves and Manchester United, and it has finished. Wolves 1, Manchester United 1. Tale of two halves really, and we'll talk about the lineups, you know, what I thought we did good in the game, what I thought we did bad in the game, how the goal came about, etc, etc, the usual stuff you can see. But in terms of, let's dive straight into the lineup. I did say we're going to play 4-2-3-1 in my predicted match preview, which you can see from yesterday's video, that we're going to play 4-2-3-1, and we did play 4-2-3-1. However, I did not expect Lingard and James in the first team. I did expect Matt to start, and probably rightly so, in a sense that in the first half we were brilliant. They I think in the first 10 minutes they were ahead. They played a high line, and as soon as that chance where we first breakthrough we had went behind the defense with pace, where Rashford kind of dummied the player, their right back, twice before crossing in. Martial, if he took a bit more of a risk, he would have got that. After that, Wolves really stepped back, because you can see what we were trying to do there. We were pressing them and attacking them with pace. And to be fair, James, Lingard, Rashford, Martial, they have pace. They have a real pace, and you can understand the fact that Wolves were absolutely frightened. The goal came about through pace as well, isn't it? Where the interchange happened between Lingard and Rashford, where they kind of swapped position momentarily, where Lingard went from the centre to the left side and Rashford cutting in before playing in Anthony Martial. I do believe that pass was meant for Luke Shaw, but obviously Martial got there ahead, and it was a good finish. You know, he took it quick and it was slick, it was powerful, it went straight almost through the center. Keeper had no chance, and through that, you know, since that goal we dominated possession, albeit no clear-cut chances, but we pushed them, we harried them, we pressed them back, and we were able to play our football. Not the fantastic in terms of possession wise, we'll get to that in a bit, but we controlled and dominated the game. It will be unfair of me to say that we should have had more goals in the first half, but it should have been the case. I think we had that game where in the first half we pressing them back and so dominant, we should have at least scored a second goal. But come second half, my god, they made a change, and which I'll come back to that. I think there was a bit of a tactical change. Adam Traore came on, and he's a wrestler, isn't he? He's a rugby player or something. He absolutely dominated us, and the commentator did say he could be the Joker in Wolves' you know, weaponry, and he was. He pushed Luke Shaw back. He tormented Luke Shaw. He went past Luke Shaw. On that left side, we looked really vulnerable, because let's face it, McTominay and Pogba cannot cover that much ground, especially playing two in the midfield. So they stretched us on the right side. The reason why they stretched us on their right, on our left side, is between our two fullbacks. This is my theory. Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw was our fullbacks. Now, Wan-Bissaka is fantastic player defensively. Going forward, he's not the best. Wolves know that. Clearly, they done their homework. Luke Shaw is better than Wan-Bissaka going forward. So it was natural for them to negate that side by putting on a wrestler with pace, and it looks like he goes to gym like 8 days a week or something, and he really pushed Luke Shaw back, dragging Pogba and McTominay from their position and covering Adam Traore. And there was a time where there was 3 players around Adam Traore, and he won a foul, and through that foul I think they hit the post, and that was my theory. It also enabled someone like Rashford, who was pushing up front with Lingard, James and Martial, had to come in and cover, form a left wing position more or less, and he was getting overworked. He got eventually taken off, but that was a very good tactical switch in my opinion by Wolves, and it changed the game. In the second half, they absolutely dominated us. They kept the ball better, they harried us, they pressed us, the crowd got behind them, and we were unable to you know, live with them. My biggest frustration in the game is that, and I've said it, and a lot of you have said it, is is our depth. So you look at the bench and who's going to come on and win you the game? You know, Mason Greenwood with such a fantastic talent. I don't believe he can come and make a difference as of yet. In our bench, we had Andres Pereira, Young, Romero, Greenwood, Nemanja Matic, and Tuanzebe. Out of all these players, the only out-and-out attacking player, realistically, naturally attacking, is Mason Greenwood. Andres Pereira is the closest thing, and he's not the best at attacking. Who else do you have? And that was my frustration. That's the depth that we were talking about and screaming about. We do not have enough depth for a player to come and make a huge difference. I don't understand why Daniel James, I think he had a poor game. He didn't have the best of games. He got yellow carded for diving. He showed bursts of speed, but I think someone like him should not be starting with us, especially considering the fact that our bench is so weak. Someone like Daniel James coming on in the last 15-20 minutes, I reckon would have made a bit of a difference with his energy in high press and pace, and Wolves would have been actually pushed back a little bit more, because Wolves will look at the bench and think, you know what, that's the best they have on the field. Who else will come in and do more damage? Let's push them a bit more. And that's what I felt. I mean, obviously Mata came on, I don't think he even played on the pitch. I didn't even see him. But say Daniel James, he disappeared, isn't it? He absolutely disappeared. I thought Martial had a very good game. Yes, we didn't have many chances. I think Wolves had better of the chances in the second half. We'll come back to the goal, but Anthony Martial for me was brilliant, because although he was pretty much almost isolated, he kept plugging away. He showed signs and glimpses of what happens to him when the ball is provided to his feet. And that's when it comes to possession. Wolves definitely won that battle, especially in the midfield. I think we gave away too many silly passes, or we gave away passes that supposed to be going one way, but the player ran the other way. You had people like McTominay giving away so much passes. Pogba didn't have the best of games, I reckon. And it was a bit of a shambles, and some Wolves who had Ruben Neves controlled that midfield. We go up to their lineup, controlled that midfield. Moutinho, Dendoncker, they really complement each other, don't they? They absolutely complement, because Ruben Neves, he's not a hard tackler. He's more of a deep-lying defensive playmaker. He just, much like a quarterback, he just pings balls and controls that midfield. And that goal that came off it, part of me was hoping it would be a VAR, offside, cancel it. But it is such a good goal that if VAR took that away, I think it would have been really harsh. They clearly practiced that goal in the corner routine, and it went to the edge of the box. We all know Ruben Neves can shoot, and there was 3 players charging at him, and he just dinked it, just smashed it, and controlled smash, dinked it, and De Gea got a slight fingertip, but he wasn't enough. It was a world-class goal. What a fantastic goal, and well deserved as well. So kudos to you, sir. Wolves is our bogey team. They've won in 2019. We haven't beaten them. It's a simple fact. We played 4 times. They won twice, and we drawn twice. So we haven't beaten them at all. And credit to them. In terms of possession, so we'll go back to possession again. You can see on the screen that we dominated possession, but we didn't do much with it. Shots on target, 4 in total in the whole game. There wasn't many chances. I think Wolves had the better of the chances in the second half, well, they kind of caused a lot of fouls, put us off. But then you'd expect that, because the way we play, the way we press, and the way we harry, they're just gonna push them. Daniel James got a lot of fouls, drawn a lot of fouls. I think that's gonna be playing an important part. Pogba, so fantastic running, dangly legs, and won the penalty. He won it. My confusion was, why did he take that penalty when Rashford, who's had a very good game last game, who's topped it up with scoring a fantastic penalty? They had a slight discussion between them, and it was like instant decision, like Pogba will take it. Now I'm not sure who's in the pecking order in terms of who takes penalties, but my theory is maybe whoever wins the penalties between Pogba and Rashford, they take it, because last game Rashford won it and he took the penalty. This game Pogba won it and he took the penalty. Maybe that's the case, but obviously after today's miss, I don't think he'll be taking the next one, that's for sure. Before the penalty was taken, the stats were showing that Pogba has scored like 5 or 6 goals on the goalkeeper's right, so to our left. and he missed one that is through the center. And I was thinking, my God, don't go to your left, because Wolves, very tactical coach, very tactical team, they would have done their homework. And voila, he went to his left, and the keeper not only saved it, he literally pounced it and bounced it out, gave no oncoming strikers any second chance to get any rebounds. And my worry now is how much of his head will drop. We all know Pogba is a fantastic talent. He plays more of a deeper role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, one thing I noticed. But we also know that one or two mistakes he has, his head drops and his season drops. So the next game will be very interesting. I think it was a chance. I think a chance for us, especially in the first half, for us to get maximum points and be on level with Liverpool and Arsenal, who play in the weekend. But we do have more points compared to last season. We have one extra point, because the second game last season we lost, didn't we? Then we lost again. Next game is the Crystal Palace game, so I'll be covering that. And it seems like a easy game, but hopefully it will be a better result. My prediction was 2-0 to United. It ended up being 1-1. And I think Wolves at the end, if I had to pick a winner, I'll be honest, I think Wolves would have probably nicked it, especially the way they played in the second half. And if I had to give a man of the match for an overall player, I think it would have been Adam Traore. He really changed the game. But for me, obviously, I only want to do man of the matches or my rating for United player. And Wan-Bissaka for me won that. He barely lost any tackles, any duels. He had the right side locked down. It's just obviously if he works on going forward, he's still young. He can do it. I think he will be a fantastic right. He'll be one of the best right backs in the world if he works on that. But anyway, guys, this is the match review of Wolves versus Manchester United, or Wolves, which ended 1-1. Bit of a disappointing, but we go again, and there was a lot of positives. There was a lot of energy, and I hope that we go into next week, this coming Saturday, where we play against Crystal Palace, and give a thumping to them. And I'll catch you guys in the next upload. Take care and stay Farafari.